Good morning, everybody. This is Grant Russell with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Hope everybody's doing well. You can see I'm bundled up. We got a nice sunny day here in Colorado, but it is still cold out. We got some ice on the ground out here, so I got to watch my step as I'm going to be walking around this coach here. We've got the recent trade-in that just came in. I was going to talk about today, and this is stock number 5U211818. It is a 2019 Newmar Ventana, and it's as short as you can get in a Ventana. It's a 34-foot, 10-inch, 3412 floor plan. But why don't we start up front here, Jody, and we'll talk about. I got this bay open here, a little icy in here, so watch your step. But I've got the generator running. This generator has 184 hours on it. It's an 8,000 watt diesel generator. As you can also see in here, your windshield wiper fluid reservoir is located in here. Easy access to fill, your air horns, the fuel filter on the generator. You do have an air chuck right here if you want to tap into the air on the coach to put air in other vehicle tires or to put air in the tires on this coach. This little red handle here you see is it's hot water. So if you go on a long road trip, 300-400 mile trip, and you got a bunch of bugs that are splattered up on the windshield, it makes it easy to clean up the front of the coach after a long trip. And then on the far left over here, we've got the reservoir for your hydraulics. This does have the automatic hydraulic leveling system, and that's where the reservoir is located, and the pump, that's where that is going to be located. So come around on this side here. I've got all the bay doors open. You kind of go down the side here. In this first bay, you're going to have a lot of. This is built on a Freightliner chassis. It does have a 360 horsepower, 6.7 liter, and this is where a lot of the wiring harnesses and fuse panels, anything tied into the chassis, such as turn signals, running lights, brake lights. I think even your fuse panel in there for like your driver's seat, passenger seat are going to be located. It's also where your release is located right here, this handle. If I pull this handle here, that releases the hood that up front, so I can prop this open. I've just got it held open right now by the little bracket, but that's what releases the hood so you can get access to the front. Coming down the side here with the first bay, it's going to be your batteries. It does have 8 6-volt interstate batteries on a slide tray. A little difficult to get to show you that, but with the slide out right now. But obviously with the slide in, it's easy. You just grab that tray and pull it out if you need to change the batteries out, or if you're topping them off. They are lead acid batteries. And then coming down this side here, we've got the opposite side of the pass-through storage. And then that big green appliance there is the Oasis Hydronic heating module. So that is what heats the coach. It also heats your hot water. You've got 2 electric elements plus a diesel burner. If you get a close-up to that window on the Oasis, you can actually see the fire in there that's burning. We've got it heating inside right now, so hopefully when we get in, it's nice and toasty warm. Coming down the side here, we've got the dump station. So this is where you got an outside shower. This clear tube here is your winterization valve. It is winterized right now, but that's what the green fluid is you see in there. It's also where you've got some hot and cold low point drain lines that are located here. You've got a water pump switch. This panel here, you can manually fill the fresh water tank when you're hooked up to water here. So this is your city water, and this actually pulls out. And then there's a button on the side here you push to reel it in. And then of course it's got a whole house water filtration system. Your dump station's located down below here. This deck plate here does unscrew, so you can run your hose out the bottom, keep the door closed. You've got a sewage rinse here. If you're dumping the water and you want to send water into the sewage tank, that's where that's located. By the way, since we're at the tank area, just to go over some tank sizes, the freshwater tank on this is 105 gallons. Your black water is, or your gray water is 65 gallons, and you have 45 gallons of black water. Coming down the way here, you've got diesel exhaust fluid. So this does have a gauge on the actual reservoir, but that is where you would add diesel exhaust fluid. You're probably looking at getting close to around 4,000 miles before it's getting low. And typically on a new or a used motorhome that we do deliver, we'll top off the diesel exhaust fluid. We'll top off your diesel fluid or your diesel fuel. Excuse me. So that will get topped off. Over here on this side, we've got the retractable. This is your 50 amp power cord. So you walk it out when you're going to plug it in, and you got a push button to reel it in. It really makes it nice when it's cold out, and this cord gets nice. It gets really stiff in cold weather. It does make it nice when you're stowing that. And of course, when you have it all the way out, you can prop that in here. So when your door is closed, that makes it nice for closing the doors and keeping all the rodents and everything out of the compartments there. Your transfer switch is located in here. It's this big black box here. You've got some cable, satellite hookups down below. And this last compartment on the driver's side is mainly storage. However, it does have a block. You got an electrical cord here for your block heater. And it does have an electrical outlet. So this outlet here is hot when the generator's on, or the inverter. This does have a 2800 watt inverter. It was ordered and optioned with the all electric package with the upgraded 2800 watt inverter. Okay, coming around back here, we've got rear radiator. You've got this little device here is your indicator for when it's time to change the air filter. So when this yellow thing gets up here to the red, it's time to change out the filter, and it just has a reset down below. You do have for technicians to tap if they want to plug into this for diag in the coach. That's what this is for here. Then you've got your engine oil fill here, transmission fluid, your dipsticks here, your engine oil dipsticks here, and then you've got down below we have the 7-way brake controller hookup. It's pre-wired for brake controller plus the hitch. You can tow. This one is rated to tow up to 10,000 pounds. It has a approximate cargo carrying capacity of almost 7,000 pounds. So if you load 7,000 pounds on this coach, you have a gross vehicle weight of 35,400 pounds, and then 45,400 pounds is your gross combined weight rating that you can handle with this being loaded, and then your tow vehicle behind you. So as you can see, it's badged 360, so it's a 6.7 liter 360 horsepower Cummins ISB built on the Freightliner XCR chassis with the Allison 6-speed Allison 3000 transmission. Something that's also a little unique to this particular Ventana, when it was ordered, they ordered it with the 360 camera view. So you've got this camera here, and then I come around to the side. You can stay right there. I'll kind of point it out when we get down here in a minute. You can get a closer up, but you got this camera here. So there's another camera on the other side, and then the two on the front. They stitch those together. It gives you a bird's eye view of the coach. So it does have the 360 camera view on this coach. All right, coming down the passenger side, we have your chassis batteries are going to be located right here. Your disconnect to turn these on and off is located here. Again, you got more wiring harnesses tied into the Freightliner chassis. This reservoir over here on the tucked up in here, this is tied into the Oasis hydronic heat system. So that's the glycol. There's some lines letting you know when it's time to add, you know, what's your max fill, what's your minimum fill points on it. But basically you want to keep that full to make sure you keep heat in the coach and heat for your hot water. Next bay over, we've got some more storage. And light, that's just basically storage bay there. And then down this way, we've got a pegboard in this bay, because behind the pegboard is where the 105-gallon fresh water tank sits. So instead of your, you know, just the side of a water tank, they actually will put a pegboard there if you want to put any kind of tools or hoses or anything you hang in there. It's got a little bit of storage. Moving up top here, we've got outside entertainment. So this is a 43-inch LED TV with a Bose soundbar. It's held on by a magnet, so if I just pull this out and tilt it out and turn, it gives you a nice view. If the sun's at the wrong angle and you want to get the glare off the TV, that's what that's for. That is nice and tight. Put this back here. And then the next bay over here, we've got that pass-through storage. There are some components up in there. Some of those components you're seeing that are mounted on that rail are your control panels for slide outs. This has 4 slide outs. I think your 4 slide control panels are located in there. You can see the Hvac central vacuum system. That's where you change and clean the filter out. There's an electrical outlet in there. Again, it's nice pass-through storage. And then one more bay here for storage. There's lots of great storage on it. Everything's sealed. Just some things to point out that you really can't see is insulation. So the thickness in the floor. So this thickness, you've got a nice 2-inch thick floor from the road up, so that keeps this compartment all insulated on your travels, so you don't have to worry about anything freezing in here too. Of course, when you're running down the road, in the cold elements, and you got items in here you don't want freezing, so that's a nice insulated compartment. And then if you step back a little bit, I've got the awnings out. So we've got electric awning, and this awning is wind sensor. So if you get a lot of movement on this awning, it's going to automatically bring itself in. The entrance awning here, it's either out or in. It's not a wind sensor, so you want to make sure you run that in when you're not around. And then these are adjustable. So this having the actual arms on it. If you have a step stool or something for each end, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 different settings on this arm here if you're wanting to adjust it on the front or the back. All right, come on inside. We'll take a look at this layout here. So as you're coming in, I'll switch spots. I'm going to come over on this side. So we'll start at the kind of the passenger area here. So the passenger actually has access to the step cover, and that button's going to be over here on the armrest, kind of near the cup holder there. And then also to turn your cargo lights on and off, this little switch, so it's right at the entrance door. dark outside, you want to light up all your compartments, just flip that switch on that turns on all the LED lights down below. You do have a lock and an unlock button here. I didn't mention it, but on the entrance handle, you've got the 5-digit code where you can enter in, I think that's right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-digit code. So you can set a 5-digit code to get inside and lock and unlock the entrance door, and then you can set a second code to lock and unlock the entrance door, as well as all your compartment doors. The passenger seat does have a little countertop space here for the passenger, and that does turn with the chair. So this chair also has, it's a 6-way power seat, and then on the side here it does have a nice little footrest. The passenger wants to kick their feet up, and then of course all that's available as we swivel around to the living area. All right, coming over to the driver's area. The driver's seat does swivel as well, and it also has the 6-way power controls on it, and it has a footrest. So when the chair is swiveled around, you've got a footrest facing to the back. Turn this on here. So starting over on this area here, we've got the Infotainment Center. You have standard AM, FM radio, DVD, Sirius satellite radio, Rand McNally, GPS maps, navigation is Rand McNally. It's all touchscreen. So that's how that works, and your menu just takes you back. And if you want to view your cameras, you can just actually hit the camera view. There's the 360 view, and you're also seeing the rear of the coach. And then over here is going to be a larger screen for the backup monitor. I just turned the keys on. If you notice on the, I'll call it the eyebrow here, so it says pre-trip checklist. And then this panel over here on the right, I can toggle through jacks, air leveler up, check tow vehicle, tire pressure, maintenance, antennas down, disconnect power, disconnect water, disconnect sewer, bay doors closed, shower door locked, roof vents closed. So it gives you just a list of things to check before you actually get going. So that's kind of nice having that feature. And if I go one little toggle to the left, it's going to take me back to my odometer, the compass, the fuel economy, all that's going to be displayed there. And then of course you can toggle through the different trip, you know, their trip log, transmission temperature, date, time, odometer, all that good stuff's located in there too. So, right below here is the Comfort Drive. So Comfort Drive is a feature that's been being installed on Newmar diesel motorhomes since 2007. It goes from a 1 all the way up to 6. The lower the number, the looser the steering is on it. The higher the number, the tighter it is. It counters in strong side winds. You're driving in a 30-40 mile an hour side wind. Every 20 seconds it's monitoring the way you're driving. If you're sitting there fighting the wind, it's going to fight it for you. If there's a crown in the road, and you're fighting the crown on the road, it fights it for you. What it's doing is just cutting back on fatigue on long road trips. It does extend your travels. Another thing it does do is it will auto center. So if you got your target lined up in your backup camera here, and you've got the wheel cocked just barely to the right or barely to the left, and you know you're still going at that angle, just let go of the wheel, it takes it right back to center and it'll take you straight back. So some cool features with the Comfort Drive. As far as it has the standard dash components, your PSIs on the front and the rear airbags. It is an air ride suspension. You've got air drum brakes all the way around. We talked about the diesel exhaust fluid back there, the gauge that was actually on the tank, and it has it right here too. So And this little gauge here will change colors. It starts turning yellow to red the lower it gets, and then the higher you get, it's green. So just a nice indicator there. Then you got some more switches over here on the left. Dome light is going to be above my head. It turns on the kind of the reading light for the driver. Fog lights, I can brighten dim my dash cluster here. That's my headlights on and off switch. Left and right for the side view mirrors. Pedals, so I can adjust the pedals down below for taller and shorter folks. That's nice to have. And just something to point out, these are suspended pedals. They're not mounted to the floor, which I think are much easier to operate versus when they're actually on the floor. And then on the steering wheel, we've got windshield wiper controls, flashers, cruise control. Everything's right here at your fingertips, easy to get to. And then pan over to the left side here, we've got the 6-speed Allison transmission system here. Then we have your engine brake. It's a single stage engine brake. This turns your air horn on and off. You do have a city horn. And then you have your air horn. I'll wake up the neighbors. And then over here on the left is the hydraulic system. It's all automatic, auto leveling, or you can use these individual buttons to manually retract and extend the jacks. One other thing I didn't point out is this button right here. It's right next to the pedals button, if you will. It says house and chassis. So if you ever get in a situation where, let's say the chassis batteries are, you've been dry camping and all of a sudden you're trying to start the coach and it won't start because your chassis batteries now are dead. You can actually hold down the house and that will kick over to the house batteries. Now you can fire the engine up using the house. And kind of vice versa, when, let's say you have running low voltage on the house, you could use the chassis to fire your generator up, bring things back to life. So it just kind of nice system to have there. That's the auxiliary battery control, switching between chassis and house. Behind me, we've got the overhead here. We have, this does have solar, so it does have the ZAMP solar on the rooftop. It has the Wi-Fi Ranger up top here. You have, this is the 2800 watt Magnum inverter control panel. Your energy management system here, the Oasis, the hydronic heat. There's your 2 electric elements, and this is going to be the burner. Down below here, some slide controls. There's 3 total slides. 2 of the controls are here. The third one's going to be in the bedroom. And then you can turn the step on and off so it doesn't go in and out every time you open and close the door. These are some security, passenger side security lights. And then your HVAC is in this panel, or actually, no, this is your tank heat, your house and your chassis voltage levels, and you can actually turn the pump, the water pump on and on in here. Your autofill, you can be turned on and off in here. And then the freshwater, gray water, and black water, you can see they're all at 0% right now, but that's what gives you the display to letting you know how full your tanks are. And then on this control here is your Carefree Colorado. You got a high, a medium, and a low for your settings on the wind control. Extend, retract, and then that just turns it on and off. And then that's the entrance awning. It was right, it was out, so that controls the entrance awning there. That's going to be the majority of that one there. This front panel here is where your house breakers are located. Your house fuses are going to be located in here. Everything's labeled. It's up high, out of reach of children. Slides are in. It's still easy to get to. It's right here at the entrance. And we got a little bit of storage over here. I started mentioning HVAC over here. It's actually right here. So on 19, they did have the HVAC controls is here. So both your zone 1 and zone 2 are located here. This does have heat pumps and the 2 roof air conditioners. Then you have your regular furnace. And all the controls for the whole house, HVAC is located right there. This wine guard black panel here. This is your over-the-air antenna. So with this powered on and you're doing a local search for local signal, make sure that's on, and then you can do an auto program on your TVs and it's going to pick up whatever available stations are in your area. Below it is the multiplex lighting. So these are light controls: bathroom, bedroom, ceiling lights, accent lights. You can actually dim the ceiling lights with that bottom button there. Coming down this way here, you've got overhead storage, more storage. I always like to point out the thickness and the insulation. So it's not wasted space. This is actually the insulation in the header in the slide outs. So it doesn't work the air as hard in the summer. It doesn't work the furnace as hard in the winter time. It's quieter. You're watching a ball game, you're watching a movie, it starts pouring down rain outside, it's absorbing all that the rain noise, so you're not sitting there cranking the volume up on your stereo system trying to hear the television program. So speaking of TV, stay right there. This is the TV. I'm going to hit this switch over here and show you how this works. So we got a televator. In 19, I believe, 55-inch LED TV, Blu-ray player, and of course everything's pre-wired in here for satellite. And then Bose soundbar. That's kind of nice how that works there. And then this actually is your booth dinette. There's a little lever below. This pushes down. There is a cushion, I believe it's in the back, but this does make into a bed. And also down below, you've got some storage. Adjustable, these come out. You get the storage down below. Nice little storage containers there. I think it's a twin here. Yeah, basically the same thing here. So I mentioned the swivel captain seats with footrests. You also have this is a swivel rocker recliner. The sofa, it's a fold-in, it's a sleeper sofa with an air. So I'm not going to do it out, but it comes out, and you have a blow-up air mattress, and so these cushions all come off, folds out, and then these are just loose ottomans. You want to kick your feet up, you got the padded side here, or if you want to use them as coffee tables, flip them both around like so, and you can see they're pretty good storage too inside of both of them. And then all this is going to be overhead storage. I'm kind of at the windows, so just to mention something to mention, all your windows have the day and the night shades, and they're all manual throughout all the windows. And air conditioning is all ducted through the center, and these are held up by some piano hinges. So they're all, well, the piano hinges, we'll release it down, they're held up by magnets. So I'll pop these down here. These are your filters, easy to remove and replace. You need to clean them, let them dry out. And you can see here's your out, there's your returns, and then that just mounts back to the top. So you've got a panel here, you got one right above you, and there's a third one in the bedroom in the back. Kitchen area, we've got some good overhead storage here. Some storage below the sink area. Speaking of sink, you got a stainless steel double sink. And I mentioned earlier, this is an all-electric coach. There's no propane with the upgraded inverter. Plus you have the induction cooktop. This is removable, so this comes out. you want to take it outdoors and cook, you can, or for cleanup. Makes it nice to just remove it if you're cleaning up in here. And then on the flip side of these covers are cutting boards. And then down below here is all full extension drawer glides, silverware tray, pots and pans. 3 nice big deep drawers there. And you got your Whirlpool, all electric refrigerator. It's about 18, I think it's around 18 and a half cubic feet of storage. Ice tray below, more ice freezer storage down below there. And this little black tab here slides back and forth. So that's what actually allows this to lock. Oops, I'm gonna slide this to, slide that there, and it keeps everything locked. And then some pantry storage. So previous owners have added some pull-outs. This just holds those in place. We'll pop this out, and you've got some slide outs for your pantry storage. A nice little addition that they put in here. You got 2, 3, 4, 5 of them there. Just gonna pop this back in place here. Probably easier if I go down low here. And then over here we've got the half bath, or excuse me, the only bath. I'm used to being in bath and half, so I forgot that we're in a 34, so the shorter floor plan. But you've got the inverted door, so it opens like that, so that when the slide is all the way in, you can still access the bathroom when you're on the road. But you have a nice big shower. And I'm 6'2". I got plenty of headroom. I could be 6'5", 6'7". I probably still have plenty of headroom because you do have a handheld adjustable shower head here. It's kind of nice here, a little place to put all your soap items. This is an indicator here that if you do dry camp, you can actually recirculate the hot water so you're not wasting it. And this will change colors, letting you know it's hot, and you can turn this valve to give you instant hot water. Yeah, pretty nice roomy shower here. And then you got porcelain toilet, storage, some countertop space, medicine cabinet storage, more storage here and below. And then this actually has an exit door on it, so this opens up here, and there is a ladder. Not that you ever want to escape, but for any emergency situation you need to get out, you do have a deployable ladder there. That's where you lock it. You can only open and you can only open it from the inside. And then you got a full-length mirror here on the inside of the bathroom door. Down below we've got some central vac setups. So it's got a kick plate here. So if you're sweeping up inside, you can sweep everything there, and that sucks everything in, and you can clean the filter out, which is down in the compartment storage below. And then the hose attachments hook up here for when you're vacuuming up the coach. Going to the bedroom, we've got, I mentioned it's a 4-slide unit, so we've got 2 more slides back here, slide here, and then the bed slide. You do have, if you want to back up a little bit, I'll show you this. You do have a pocket door to close off. And then storage. Bedroom's got some nice storage. You can pull out drawers. 3 good sized drawers here. And those are kind of recessed back because the bed slides in over the top when you close the slides all up. And of course you've got a little bit bigger drawers down below because they're deeper there. Bedroom TV, it's all wired for satellite in up top here. DVD, game systems, anything you want to add. It's got the HDMI cable already hooked from your TV running up to the compartment here. More storage here. So for if an individual wanted to add stackable washer dryer, it is plumbed for that. However, this is nice storage. And got the rear closet. Here's that insert to make the dinette a bed. There's some hose attachments for the central vacuum. All the way back in there, you can see the safe in the corner. And then on the left here, this panel here, this is basically the Multiplex Kib Module. So that's where a lot of the wiring is located for all your fan controls, your light controls, your dimmer switches. And then this does lift up. There is some good storage under the bed. And you've got some overhead storage. These are all pretty nice deep storage overhead there. Queen size bed. That should cover most of this coach. Let me double check, make sure I didn't miss anything. If anybody has any questions on this coach or any coach we have in stock, feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, so some dimensions I may have forgot to go over, but ride height. So when you're driving this and the air is completely inflated, you're 12 feet 10 inches at ride height. The overall length of this coach is 34 feet 10 inches. And we went over some of those weights. Yeah, so I think if you think of any questions or if there's anything I missed, please give me a call. Again, it's Grant Russell with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I'll give you a shot of my information. Feel free to reach out anytime. You can call me at 720-539-4711 or text. If you prefer email, you can shoot me an email at grussell@transwest.com. Thanks for watching. One more thing. This coach it's currently a pending sale, but if there are coaches of this size that you might have interest in, maybe I have in stock here or some other stores, please reach out anytime. So thanks for watching. You guys have a great weekend. Stay warm. Talk to you soon. Thanks.